In this tutorial, I will show you how to create a newspaper or magazine website step by step. I will specifically show you how to create a newspaper or magazine website using WordPress. By the end of this tutorial, you will have a fully customizable and professional news website. Before we get started, let me show you what you will get by the end of this tutorial so that you decide if this is right for you or not. When you land onto the home page of this website, the first thing you will notice is the top bar right here, which will display a current date at the left side and some menu items on the right side. Next thing you will see is the logo of the website, which I will be showing you how to add in this tutorial. We also have the main menu right here, which will display various news categories on the website, so users of your website can easily use them to navigate to other parts of the website. Next is the hot stories bar, which I will be showing you how to customize later on in this tutorial. Next, we also have the banner section, which you can display some of your main stories using this slider. You can also have some pics as an editor and even display some of your trending stories using the banner section. Going down, we have a popular stories section. We also have sections where you can display some of the categories on your website like technology, health, sports, fashion, and many more. Now, if you look at the technology category, you see the kind of style it is having. You see one of the news items taking a bigger portion of the entire widget and other additional 4 news items at the side of the whole widget. Going down, this is another style you can use to display your categories. Going down to the sports category, you see that one of the news items is big, just as in the case of the technology, but this time around it is being displayed horizontally, as you can see, and we have additional 4 news items below it. Going down to the fashion category, you see a different style of the widget. So this particular style right here is similar to the one we have on health. The difference here is that with this one, you see the images of the news items and their various titles on them. Going down to the fashions widget, we see that we have the images on top, followed by the title and a little bit about the news article. So choosing any of these layouts will depend upon what you want, which I will be showing you how to do in this tutorial. Scrolling up a bit, at the right side bar, you see that we have another category being displayed, as well as some latest news items. And down here below, we have this cool widget, which is You May Miss, which you can use to display whatever news items you want. You can use it to display a particular category, or you can use it to display your latest news. And finally, we have the footer section, which I'll be showing you how to customize just the way you want. Going to the top, let's see how any of the categories pages will look like. So I click on sports category, and this is how a category page will look like. I'll also show you how you can add these sidebars onto your website. Now, if we go ahead and open one of our news items, this is how a single news item page will look like. First of all, we have the featured image, the category, followed by the title of the article, the date on which it was published, and the name of the author. And finally, the main body of the article. I will even show you how you can add images onto the main body of your articles. So basically, this is what you will achieve by the end of this tutorial. To create this beautiful and professional news website, we are going to use only free resources. The only thing you need to pay for is a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. So in this tutorial, I will show you how to get your very own custom domain name and web hosting. That is, if you don't already have a domain name and a web hosting. I will show you how to install WordPress on your domain name, and don't worry if you have not used WordPress before, because I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way. So if you like what you have seen so far and want to create your very own custom news website, keep watching. Hello guys, this is Swadik here at Dikupages Web, where I do web tutorials just like this one. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. That said, let's jump into the video. To make any kind of website, you need to get a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. Now, what is a domain name? A domain name is simply the address of your website. For example, your businessname.com, google.com, facebook.com, or even dikupages.com, which is the domain name for this channel. Now, what is a web hosting? A web hosting is simply a server where all the text, images, videos, audios, and even documents of our website will be stored so that anybody around the world can have access to them on our website wherever they are. This server is sitting somewhere in the world which runs 24/7 so that our website will always be live across the internet. So to get the fastest, reliable and cheap web hosting, click on the very first link in the description down below or go over to your browser and enter dikupages.com/nh. Hit enter and this will bring you to namehero.com. Namehero is an award-winning web hosting platform which is blazing fast, easy to use, and has a supreme reliability that scales. At the time of recording this video, NameHero was powering over 750,000 websites. NameHero offers different web hosting services like website builder, web hosting, reseller hosting, and managed cloud. You can also buy domain names only on NameHero. For this tutorial, we are going to concentrate on web hosting, which is a shared hosting service. If we scroll down, you see the various share hosting packages on NameHero, where they have the Starter Cloud, Plus Cloud, Table Cloud, and Business Cloud. With the Starter Cloud, which is ideal for beginner or personal websites, the price starts at $2.15 per month, where you can get only one website, 1 GB RAM, unlimited SSD storage, free cPanel, free and auto SSL certificate, free website migrations, and free light speed. The Plus Cloud, which is best for average websites, has a starting price of $4.79 per month, where you can host up to 7 websites with 2 GB of RAM, unlimited SSD storage, and you also get the rest of the features on the Starter Cloud. Next is Table Cloud, which is the most popular, has a starting price of $7.38 per month, where you can host unlimited websites with 3 GB RAM. With the Table Cloud, you get unlimited NVMe storage, which is highly faster than the SSD storage. You also get a free domain when you buy a hosting of up to 2 years or more. You also get free cPanel accounts, free and auto SSL certificate, free website migrations, free enhanced WordPress security, that is if you are going to be using WordPress to creating your website, free premium SSL certificate for those who will be making e-commerce websites, and finally free live speed. The fourth package is the Business Cloud, which is ideal for e-commerce websites, with a starting price of $11.08 per month, where you get the same features as the Table Cloud, but this time around you get 4 GB of RAM, as well as free email filtering. So choosing any of these packages will depend upon the kind of website you want to create. If you are just starting out or you just want to test NameHero, you can start with the Starter Cloud. For this tutorial, I'm going to choose the Plus Cloud because I want to be able to host more than one website. So I click on Order Now under the Plus Cloud. From here, you can choose to register a new domain or use a domain you already own. So if you have a domain name which you have bought from a different registrar, you can enter the domain right here and get your hosting from NameHero. For this tutorial, I'm going to register my domain with NameHero. So I click on Search Domain, then I go ahead and enter in my domain. It should be noted that if the domain name you want to use is already registered, you cannot also register it. You just have to choose a different domain name. Next thing you want to do is drop down the arrow right here and choose the particular domain extension you want to use. Choosing any of these domain extensions will depend upon the kind of website you want to create. For instance, if you want to create a website for a non-profit organization, I would advise you go in for .org. But if you want to create a business website, like an e-commerce website, I would advise you to go in for .com, especially if you want to go international. Then you go ahead and click on Search. Congratulations, Dikupages site is available. Next, you go ahead and click on Continue. Next thing you need to do is choose a billing cycle. And right here, you will see that you'll be presented with 3 different packages. And you see that you can buy a 1 year of web hosting, 2 years, or 3 years. If you are going in for a 1 year hosting, the price is $5.53 per month. For 2 years web hosting, you get 6% discount, where the price will reduce to $5.16 per month. If you are going in for 3 years, you get a 13% discount, where the price is $4.79 per month. For this tutorial, I'm going to choose 1 year. Going down, you can choose a backup plan if you want, and each package you choose will come with its price. For this tutorial, I'm not going to go in for backup plan. If you also want to add a malware scanner, you can go ahead and select this checkbox, which is going to cost you additional $5. I don't want to go in for this. Going down, you will get 2 options for SSL certificates, of which the first one is free and the second one will cost you $99.95. I'll go with the free one, then I go ahead and click on continue. In here, there are other features you may want to add to your web hosting package, that is DNS management, ID protection, and email forwarding. DNS hosting can help improve the speed of your website. ID protection will protect your personal information and reduce the amount of spam in your inbox. With email forwarding, you can get all your emails forwarded to an alternate email addresses so that you can monitor all of them on a single account. So choosing any of these services will depend upon your website's requirements. For now, I'll just go ahead and click on continue. And right here, you see the hosting package you've selected and its price, followed by your domain name, which is $15.98 per year. The total amount for everything will be $195.38 per year. But because of a 63% discount, you'll be saving $113.02. So now the total amount is $82.36 per year. Going down to billing details, if you are an existing customer, you can go ahead and click right here and then you enter your email and password in order to log in. If you are a new customer, then you have to go ahead and click on create a new account. Then from here, you enter your personal details, that is first name, last name, email address, and also go ahead and enter in your phone number. Next is billing address, where you enter your company name, which is optional, street address, city, state, postcode, and country. Next is additional information, where they ask you how did you hear about us, so you can go ahead and choose accordingly. Then you also go ahead and choose a support PIN. This is a 4-digit number which you will choose in order to identify you when you are contacting Name Hero for support. Next, you enter in your password and also go ahead and confirm it. Going down, you go ahead and enter in your payment details, that is your credit or debit card number, the expiry date, and then the CVV number. When that is done, you agree to the terms of service, then you go ahead and click on checkout. So I'll enter all these details right here, click on checkout, and meet you on the next page. When the order is complete, it will bring you to your dashboard. On the left hand panel, the first thing you see is home, which will bring you to the dashboard when you click on it. Next is my cloud, where you have access to the hosting package you've just bought. At the moment, you see that under my services, I have 2 packages, which means I've bought 2 different web hosting packages. Next is domains, where you have access to the domains you've bought on Name Hero so far. Next is billing, and finally support. If you have any issues with your hosting, this is where you come in order to open a ticket. And from here, Name Hero will help you with whatever queries you may have with regards to your web hosting. So that's it on how to get a domain name and web hosting on Name Hero. Now let's install WordPress on our web hosting. To install WordPress upon logging into your Name Hero dashboard, next thing you want to do is come over to My Cloud. Then you go ahead and click on My Services. In here, you see all the web hosting services you've bought with Name Hero. All what you need to do is go ahead and choose the particular one you want to install WordPress on. For this tutorial, I'm going to choose Web Hosting Starter Cloud. Right here under Actions, you go ahead and click on Login to cPanel, which will open in a new tab. And now we are inside our Name Hero control panel. Scrolling down to Software section, you go ahead and click on Software App Installer. With SoftwareClose App Installer, you are just a few clicks away from installing WordPress. Right here, you see WordPress and some other content management systems. You can simply go ahead and click on Install so that it will take you to the next interface where you go ahead and install WordPress. If in any case you cannot see WordPress right here, you can also go over to the sidebar and click on Blocks. From here, you click on WordPress and it will bring you to an interface that looks like this. All what you need to do is go ahead and click on Install Now and it will bring you to this step. Under Choose Installation URL, you need to make sure that HTTPS is selected under Choose Protocol. If you cannot see it here, all what you need to do is go ahead and drop down the arrow, then you choose HTTPS. If you want to add www onto your domain name, then you go ahead and choose this one. For me, I always prefer using this, so I make sure it is selected. Next is choose a domain name. In here, you see the domain name you just bought. If in any case you have so many domains, all what you need to do is drop down the arrow. Then from here, you choose the particular domain you want to install WordPress on. For this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and use this particular domain, which is a subdomain. In directory, you don't want to put anything there, so you make sure that whatever text you have in there is off. So I take off the WP, which stands for WordPress. If you have any text in here, it means that you want to install WordPress on a subfolder, and we don't want that. Now right here, you see that I have this text being displayed, that is a trusted SSL certificate was not found. If you see something like this, don't worry. Sometimes the SSL certificate doesn't really work when you immediately install WordPress. But as you keep on working on the site, at a point you see that the SSL certificate will be enabled for you. Next, under site settings is where we enter the name of our website. So at the moment it is set to my blog, and then the site description is set to my WordPress blog. So from here you can go ahead and choose your website name as well as the site description. I always prefer changing them after installing WordPress, so I'll show you where you can change them after we have finished installing WordPress. Next is admin account, where we have admin username, admin password, as well as admin email. These are the details you always use to log into your WordPress website in order to edit it. So the first thing you want to do is enter the admin username, and I would advise you always choose a custom name instead of use admin as the admin username. For this, I'll just enter my name, that is Swadik, and the password. Before I enter it, I'll hide it for obvious reasons. Next is admin email. I go ahead and remove all this, then I enter in my email address. You need to make sure that you have a working email entered. If in any case you lose your password, this is the email you use in order to set your password. Going down, in here under choose a language, you can select a language you want to use on your website. For me, I'll leave it as English. Then going down, right here, you will be asked to choose a theme you want to use on your website. We are not going to choose any of this. I'll show you how we can install the particular theme we want to use for our website. Going down, we click on install, and WordPress will install in some few seconds. How fast it will get installed will depend upon your internet connection and the kind of hosting you are using. Alright, we are there. Congratulations, the software was installed successfully. Now in here, you see that we have two different URLs. Clicking on the first one will take us to the front end of our website, and the second one is administrative URL. You see that after your domain name, you see /wp-admin. Clicking on this particular one will take us into the back end of our website. So instead of clicking on the administrative URL, which will take us to the back end of our website, we are going to go ahead and click on the main URL of our website, which will take us to the front end of the website. From there, I will show you how we can log in into WordPress. So we go ahead and click on it, which will open in a new tab. Awesome. Now we have WordPress installed on our domain name. Now that we have installed WordPress onto our domain name, next, let's go ahead and see how we can log in onto our WordPress website in order to start editing it. To log in into WordPress, all what you need to do is come over to the address bar and make sure you click at the end of your URL. So in my case, I'll click right here. Then you go ahead and enter in /wp-admin. Hit enter, and it will bring you to the login page of your WordPress website. All what you need to do is go ahead and enter in your username or email right here. Then you go ahead and enter in your password and click on login. Remember, these were the details we set when we were installing WordPress. My password is entered. I go ahead and click on login, and it will bring me to the dashboard of my WordPress website. Next thing we want to do is to do some cleaning up and also do some basic settings of WordPress. The moment you log in onto your WordPress website, inside the dashboard, you see all these widgets right here. We don't really need them. Personally, I always go ahead and do away with them. To remove all these widgets, we go over to screen options. Then we go ahead and uncheck all these. Perfect. I click back on it. Next thing we want to do is go over to post. The moment you finish installing WordPress, you get this default hello world post. If we go over to the front end of our website, this is the default hello world post. If I click on it, it will take me to the particular post. Basically, it comes with this particular text and then one comment. We don't need them. So we go to the back end, then we go ahead and click on trash. In order to delete it, you can go over to the trash. Then you go ahead and empty the trash. Perfect. Next, we go over to pages. And you see that we have these two pages. This particular one, that is sample page, is published on our website, and then privacy policy is not published. If we go over to the front end again and scroll up, you see that I have sample page right here. If I click on it, it will take me to that particular page. This is just a dummy content. We don't really need the page. So we go back, then we go ahead and select all the two pages by clicking on the checkbox right here. Then we drop down the arrow and the bulk actions, click on move to trash, apply. We can go over to the trash, then we go ahead and empty the trash. Now if we go back to the front end and click on the name of our website right here, you see that we don't have the sample page anymore, and then the hello world post is also gone. Going back, next we go over to appearance. Appearance is where you can always come to choose a theme for your WordPress website. At the moment, we are presented with these three themes, that is 2023 theme, 2021, and then 2022. And this is the active one we are using, that is 2023. That is what we see on our website right now. If I go back, maybe I want to use this particular theme. All what I need to do is go ahead and click on activate. And you see that it is now the active theme right here. If I go to the front end of my website and refresh, you will see that particular theme. Awesome. Going back, since these two themes are not active on our website, all what we need to do is go ahead and delete them. To delete a theme, you simply hover on it, then you click on theme details, click on delete, then you go ahead and click on OK, and the theme is off. Now we have one theme on our website. I'll show you how we can delete this as well when we finally choose the particular theme we want to use on our website. Next, we go over to plugins. At the moment, we have these two plugins which are not activated on our website, which means we don't really need them. So all what we need to do is go ahead and select all by clicking on this checkbox, and we click on bulk actions, delete, apply, and we go ahead and click on OK, and they are gone. And we are done with the cleaning up of our website. Next, let's go ahead and perform some basic settings. The first thing you may want to do for the basic settings is come over to users, then you go ahead and click on profile, or you can go over to your name right here, then you click on edit profile. Either way, they will all take you to the same place. This is where you can go in order to customize your name. This name you see right here, in my case, that is Swadik, is the username you selected when you were installing WordPress. And this name will show in the front end of your website when you begin to add blog posts onto your website. And you don't want that. So we go ahead and click on edit profile in order to choose a custom name. Going down, we have the username right here, which cannot be changed. And you see the same thing under nickname as well as display name publicly as. So upon dropping down this arrow, you see that we have only our username right there. In order to see a custom name right here, you need to make sure you enter in your first and last names. So let's go ahead and do that. So my first name is Sadiku, then last name Abubakari. I already have it here. If we now come to display name publicly as and drop down the arrow, you see these different names. And we are getting these parents as a result of entering our first and last names. I'll just go ahead and choose any of them, and I'll choose this one. Upon choosing it, you see that it will now appear right here. Perfect. Next is contact information. This is where you can always come in order to change your personal email address. Upon entering a new email address here, you need to make sure that you go to that particular email and confirm the changes. Next is biographical information. This is where you can enter your basic information as an author on your website. For now, I leave it as empty. Going down, I click on update profile in order to save my changes. Next, let's go over to settings, then we go ahead and click on general. Remember when we're installing WordPress, I said I'll be showing you how you can change the name of your website as well as the site description. Well, this is where we can go ahead and do that. So the first thing you see under general settings is the site title, which is currently set to my blog. So I take this off, then I go ahead and enter in the name I want to use for my website. Next is tagline. I take off this, then I go ahead and enter in my tagline. Next thing you may want to consider doing is setting your time zone. So I go ahead and drop down the arrow. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and scroll to the top and I choose Accra because I'm from Ghana. Scrolling down, I go ahead and click on Save Changes. Now we now have the name of our website right here. And if we go to the front end and refresh, you see the new name we have set for our website. Going back, next thing we want to do is go over to permalinks. Under common settings, you see that our permalink structure is set to day and name. This particular permalink structure is actually good when you are creating a news website like we are about to do now. But this particular format is not good for search engine optimization. So I will always advise you to choose post name where our URLs will be clean as we are seeing right here. Going down, we click on Save Changes. Next thing we are going to do is set some categories for our news website. Categorizing our news items or blog posts will give our users the opportunity to be able to navigate our website easily. For instance, if you are going to talk about health issues on your website, you should have a category set for health. To talk about technology, you should have a category set for technology. So for us to be able to create categories onto our WordPress website, all what we need to do is go over to post, just hover on it, then you go ahead and click on categories. By default, WordPress will give us one category which is set as uncategorized. Personally, I don't usually want to have uncategorized as part of my categories. So what I always do is go ahead and rename it to one of the categories I want to use on my website. And the reason why you may want to edit it to suit your needs is that you cannot delete this particular category. Upon hovering on it, you see that we don't have any delete button anywhere. So what we simply do is go ahead and click on quick edit. Then I take off the name right here and I'll give it one of the categories I want to use, for instance, business. And then the slag, I'll simply go ahead and take it off. Then I go ahead and click on update category. It is updated and automatically the slag will be set for you. Now let's go ahead and add more categories. To do that, you simply go ahead and click on the name field. Then you enter the particular category you want to add. I enter politics. Then I go ahead and click on add new category. And you see that we now have politics and then the slag. So similarly, you go ahead and add as many categories as you want. For now, I'll leave this 4 and I'll go ahead and add more as and when I need them. It should be noted that you can also add a new category at the point of creating your news items. I'll show you what that is in a moment. For now, this is how you can add categories onto your WordPress website. If you are finding value so far, please give this video a thumbs up. It does help me out so that the video will be suggested to more people on YouTube and also benefit more people. Alright, let's continue. Now let's go ahead and add our first news item onto our website. To do that, you can either go over to New, then you go ahead and click on Post, or you come over to Post, then you click on Add New. Either way, it will take you to the same place. Right here, you see the items under Post, simply because categories is enabled when we're creating our categories. Now, if I click on Dashboard, you see that you don't see the items anymore under Post. So for you to be able to see them, you need to hover on it, then you see everything under Post. So all what you need to do is go ahead and click on Add New, and then it will bring you to this very interface. Creating a blog post for the first time, you see this dialog box right here, which is simply going to give you a tour as to how you can use this interface at the back here. We don't really need that since I'll be showing you how you can use it. Now you see that at the left side, we don't have the administrative panel right here. And I always want to see it whilst I'm creating my blog post. So for you to be able to see the admin panel at the left side, all what you need to do is go over to these three dots right here, that is options. We click on it, then we go ahead and click on full screen mode, and we'll see our admin panel right there. Perfect. We can click back on options to exit it. Now let's go ahead and enter in our title right here. I'll just get a random news item. I'll talk about current events that is happening around the world, and the current thing that is happening right now is FIFA World Cup, that is Qatar 2022. And since I'm from Ghana, I'll talk about Ghana Black Stars. So my title will be Black Stars can perform wonders if they play as a team. And right here is where I enter the main content of this particular news item. You can easily go ahead and type in your content right here. What I'm going to do is simply go ahead and paste some content I've copied onto my clipboard. So I'll just press Ctrl plus V key on the keyboard in order to paste my text. Next, we go over to the right sidebar. At the moment, it is set to blog. Let's go ahead and click on Post. Next, we go over to Categories. Then we go ahead and drop down the arrow, and you see the various categories we created earlier on. In here, you go ahead and choose the particular category you want for your news item. Since we are talking about sports, this particular news item will go under sports. So you simply go ahead and select the particular category you want your news item to go under. Remember when we created our categories, I indicated that you can also go ahead and create a new category at the point of creating your news item. This is where you can do that by simply clicking on Add New Category, and you will be presented with this field where you go ahead and set the new category you want. So let's assume this particular news item was supposed to come under a particular category called technology, which we don't have here right now. So I simply go ahead and enter in technology, or I can just say tech. If you want it to come as a parent category under any of these categories, you simply drop down the arrow right here, then you choose the particular category where you want technology to fall under. But we don't want that, so we go ahead and click on Add New Category, and it will be shown right here as well as selected. Awesome. Going down, we have tags. At the moment, we don't have any tags. Specifying tags will also help increase the search engine optimization of your website. So I will advise you always choose tags for every single blog post or news item you'll be adding onto your website. So this news item is talking about football. So I can add football as my tag. Upon typing it, you just hit enter key on the keyboard and it will be added. You can also enter sports as a tag. Why not? This particular news is talking about the Ghana Black Stars, so I can have Ghana as my tag. Perfect. I'll leave these three for now. Going down, next is featured image. This is the image that will be displayed alongside with your blog post or your news item. And I'll advise you to always make sure that every single news item you have on your website will have a featured image. So I go ahead and click on it. Then I choose set featured image. Then I click on select files. I have my image here. I go ahead and select it. Then I click on open. It is uploaded. I click on set featured image and it will be shown right here. Everything is set. Then I go ahead and click on publish. Publish again, and my news item is published. Now if I go over to the front end of my website and refresh, you see that I now have a new content. Right here is the featured image. Going down, a little bit about the news item, and finally the date on which the news item was created. So if users come to my website and they want to read the news, all what they need to do is go ahead and click on the news item or the featured image, and it will take them to the full article. Let's see how we can add an image onto the body of our news content. So going back to the back end of our website, let's assume we want to add the image immediately under the third paragraph, which happens to be here. All what you need to do is simply hover right under the particular paragraph where you want to add your image, and you see this plus icon right here. That is add blog. We click on it, and from here you see we have image right here. If you cannot see it, you can simply go ahead and search for image like this, and you see it pop up. Simply go ahead and click on it. We simply go ahead and upload our image, and this is the image I want to use. I select it, then I go ahead and click on open, and it will be added right here. When that is done, you go ahead and click on update, and the post is updated. Going back to the front end of our website, we go ahead and refresh, and you see the image right here. Awesome. Now that you know how to add news items onto your news website, let's see how we can choose a theme for our website. At the moment, you see that our website looks plain. If we go over to the front end by clicking on the name of our website, you see that the website is actually boring. So let's see how we can change the look and feel of our website by choosing a new theme. Take note, a theme is basically the design and layout of your website. So to choose a theme, we go to the back end of our website. Then we go ahead and hover on appearance, click on themes. Take note, this is the current theme we are using. To be able to add a new theme, we simply go ahead and click on add new. And right here, you'll be presented with a bunch of themes. Choosing any of these themes will depend upon the kind of website you are building. However, we are not going to use any of these. Simply, we scroll up to the top and the search themes. We go ahead and search for the particular theme we want to use for this tutorial. So I enter in news card. Upon hovering on it, we click on install. It is installed, then we go ahead and activate. Now our theme is installed and activated, which means we don't need this 2022 theme anymore. So we go ahead and click on theme details, delete, OK. Now we have the main theme we want to use on our website. So if we go over to the front end of our website and refresh, you see the new look and feel of our website. Perfect. One thing you also see is that the particular news item we've added will be shown everywhere because that is the only news item we have so far. And when we begin to add more news articles, they will begin to show at various locations of our website. Now let's go ahead and open our current news item. This is how it will look like. It will display the title of the news item, the date on which it was created, the name of the author, and finally the body. However, you notice that we don't have the featured image being displayed right here. By default, that is how the theme is being customized to behave. I'll show you how we can display the featured image as part of the news item later on in the tutorial. For now, this is how it's going to look like. So now that we have our theme installed, the first assignment I want you to do is go ahead and add more news items onto your website. You can add as many news items as possible. However, I would recommend you have at least 5 categories on your website, and you make sure that you have at least 5 news items under each category. I will be showing you why we will need 5 news items under each category later on in the tutorial. So I'll pause the video right now, and I'm going to go ahead and create my own news items, and we will get back together when we have our news items created. Alright, I've added more news articles onto my website. Now if I go over to all posts, you see all the news articles I've added right here, and I have about 24 different news articles. If we come over to categories, you see that this particular news item is under two different categories, that is health and recommended. This one is also under health and recommended as well as this. So what you need to take notice is that one particular news item can belong to one or more categories, just as we saw on the very first news item we added earlier, which we kept under sports and technology. Now, if we go to the front end of our website, then we go over to the home page, you see that we have different news articles showing at different locations of our website. So that's it on how we can install a theme and also add more news items onto our website. The next thing we are going to do now is to create a home page for our website. Even though this page we are seeing right here is our home page, but at the moment WordPress will not give us the opportunity to customize it the way we want. So what we are going to do is go ahead and create a page and call it our home page, and also assign it as our home page so that we'll be able to customize it just the way we want. There are a whole lot of widgets we can add in the middle right here, of which the current home page will not give us the opportunity to do. So let's go ahead and create a page which we can call home and also assign it as our default home page so that we'll be able to customize it just the way we want. So to create our home page, all what we need to do is go to the back end of our website. Meanwhile, I can dismiss this notice. We don't really need it. We go over to pages, then click on add new. The title, I just call it home. After entering the title of our page, next we go over to the side panel and the page. Under template, we click on default template. We drop down the arrow right here and we choose front page template. When this is done, we click on publish. Publish again, and now our page is published. Now let's go ahead and view our page in a new tab. So I'll just right click here, open link in a new tab. So this is how it will look like. For now, we are only seeing the footer widget. If we go over to the previous home page and scroll down to the bottom, this is what we are seeing on the home page we have just created. Now, creating this page and calling it home doesn't really make it our home page yet. So what we are going to do is assign this page as our default home page so that we'll be able to edit it just the way we want. As you can see here, we have the edit button, but if we go over to our current home page, we don't have the edit button here, which means we cannot actually edit this particular home page. So to assign this page as our default home page, all what we need to do is go to the back end of our website, then we hover on settings, click on reading. Under your home page displays, you see that it is displaying your latest post. We don't want that. That is what we see here. This is the latest post. So we go back, then we go ahead and choose a static page. After choosing a static page, we drop down the arrow on the home page, then we choose home. This page we just selected is the home page we created right here. Going back, we just go ahead and click on save changes. Now if we come over to the page, looking inside the address bar, you see that after creating it, we have .com/home. We don't really need this home to be part of the URL. That is for the main home page. So now that we have assigned it right here, if we come here and refresh the page, the /home will go off after it has finished loading. Now scrolling down, you see that the latest post has disappeared. We don't have it in the middle of the page anymore. So if we come over to the first default home page and refresh that one as well, it will just give us this same home page. As you can see, we don't have the latest post in the middle anymore. Now we can exit from one of the pages since we have our page right here. One thing you will notice after creating the home page is that we now have a menu bar on top right here, and the only menu item we have is home. I'll show you how we can create a menu for our website in a moment. Now that we've seen how to create our home page, let's go ahead and create the rest of the boring pages for our website, like the About Us page, Contact Us page, and other legal pages like terms and conditions and then privacy pages. To get started, we go over to the back end of our website, then we hover on Pages, click on Add New. I'll start by creating the About Us page. So the title will be About Us. Under the body, I'll just enter some dummy content. Then I go ahead and click on Publish, Publish again. The page is published. Next, I create the contact page. So I just click on Add New. We can call it Contact Us. In here, I enter my contact information. Then I go ahead and click on Publish, Publish again to have my page published. Now let's create some legal pages. So I click on Add New. The first one will be Terms of Use or Terms and Conditions, whichever way you want to call it. I'll just go ahead and enter some dummy content just to hold the page. Then I go ahead and click on Publish. Publish. It is published. Next, let's create our privacy policy page. I enter some dummy content. Then I go ahead and click on Publish. Publish again. Let's create another page. Then we call it Advertising. So this page will tell our customers what they need in order to advertise their businesses with us. I just enter some dummy content for now. Then I go ahead and click on Publish. Publish again. Now we have all our boring pages created. If we click on All Pages, you see all the pages we have created on our website so far. Now that we have all our pages created, the next thing we are going to do is create some menus for our website. Now, if we go over to the front end of our website, you see that we have a menu right here, but for now, we only have the home menu item on it. So let's see how we can create a menu for our website. To do that, we go to the back end of our website, then we hover on Appearance, click on Menus. As you can see, we don't have any menu created on our website. So to create our very first menu, all what we need to do is click under Menu Name. Then we give it whatever name we want. So I just call it Main Menu. Then I go ahead and click on Create Menu. The menu is created, but we don't have any menu items as yet. For news website, you will normally see categories being used as the main menu. So for us to be able to get the categories we created on our website, all what we need to do is click on Categories right here, and you see all the categories. You can go ahead and select whichever categories you want to be added to your main menu right from here. Or if you think you want to add all these categories to your menu, you can just go ahead and click on Select All, and they are all selected. Next, we click on Add to Menu, and you see everything right here. I just wanted to show you how you can add all these items right here at once onto your menu. We don't really need all these as part of our menu items. For instance, I don't need recommended, so what I do is I click on the arrow right here, then I click on Remove. I don't need popular to be part of my menus. I click on Remove, and I leave the rest of these categories as part of my menu items. Everything is set. I click on Save Menu. Now, if we go over to the front end of our website and refresh, we wouldn't see the menu we just created. It will only give us the pages we created for our website. That is the default thing the theme is being designed to do. So in order to see the menu we just created to be the main menu, what we need to do is go back to the back end. Then we go ahead and assign it to the primary location. Then we click on Save Menu. Now, if we go back to the front end and refresh, you will now see the menu we just created. Now, the home page we were seeing earlier is gone, and we really need it to be part of our main menu. So to add it up, we go to the back end. Under Pages, if you cannot see it under Most Recent, you can go ahead and click on View All, and we have it right here. Just select it, then click on Add to Menu. It is added right here. We go ahead and click on Save Menu. Now, if you go over to the front end and refresh, you will now see Home as part of our main menu. There are other menus we can create for our website. For instance, we can create a top menu. So we go to the back end, then we click on Create a New Menu. This one, I'm going to call it Top Menu. Then I click on create menu. For this particular menu, I'm going to go ahead and add some of my boring pages under it. So I choose advertising, contact us, and about us. Add to menu. I can rearrange them just the way I want. Maybe I want about us to be on top like this, and then advertising will be at the bottom. Next is the display location. We assign it to top bar navigation. Then we go ahead and save the menu. Now, if we go over to the front end of our website and refresh, you'll see the new menu right here. Awesome. Now it's time to customize our news website. To do that, we go over to customize. I don't want to lose this page, so what I'm going to do is right click on customize. Then I go ahead and open link in a new tab, so that whatever we are going to be doing here, we can come back here and see it in real time. So let's go over to the new open window. Now we are in the news card theme customization settings. The first thing we are going to take care of is the logo of our website. To do that, you can go ahead and click on site identity. Right under logo, I click on select logo. Next, I go to upload files, select files. I have my logo here. The recommended dimension of the logo should be 220 by 40 pixels. So I select it, then I click on open. It is uploaded. I click on select. I'll just go ahead and click on skip cropping, and it will appear right here. However, you still see the original site name, so we don't want this anymore. All what we need to do to remove it is go ahead and uncheck the box right here, that is display site title and tagline. I uncheck it and it is gone. Next thing we need to take care of is the shortcut icon that will be shown here when people open our website. And this is exactly where we can do that. That is shortcut icon, and the recommended dimension should be 512 by 512 pixels. So I click on select site icon, upload files, select files. I choose this. I click on open. It is uploaded. I click on select, and it will show right here. In order to save the changes you have made, all what you need to do is click on publish. Now let's go to the front end of our website and refresh. You see that we have our shortcut icon right here and then our logo. Let's go ahead and see how we can customize the home page of our website. To do that, we go to the customization settings. We click on back right here so that it will bring us to this interface. We are going to start our customization right from top going down to the bottom. And the first thing we are going to deal with is the top stories section. To customize the top stories, we click on top stories post right here. Here you have the option to hide it just by clicking on the checkbox. As you can see, it is gone. So if you don't need it, you can simply go ahead and hide it from here. But we need it, so I uncheck this and it will come back. You can change the post title from here. So if I don't want to see top stories, I can say hot stories or something like that. As you can see, at the moment it is displaying our latest post. You also have the option to show posts from a category. So let's go ahead and choose that. And from here, we'll be presented with this field where we can drop down and choose a particular category we want to be displayed as the hot stories. Let's assume we want popular stories. We go ahead and select it, and then you see popular stories right there. Going back, next thing we are going to look at is this banner. That is where we have main stories, editor's pick, and then trending stories. To customize it, we click on banner. Next, we go to featured slider. This is the featured slider. To customize it, we click on featured slider. Here you have the opportunity to hide it from the home page. As you can see, it is gone. We need it, so we uncheck this box and it will come right back. The post title, you can change it from here if you want. I want to leave the default. At the moment, it is showing our latest post. If you want to show a post from category, you can go ahead and choose this so that you'll be presented with this field where you can drop down the arrow and choose whichever category you want. But for a feature like this, it will be good to show our latest post. So we take it back to latest post. So that is all about the feature slider. Going back, let's work on featured post 1, and that is the editor's pick. Clicking on it, you see that we have editor's pick right here. That is the post title. You can decide to hide it if you don't need it. So if in any case you need your banner to appear like this, you can decide to disable one of the featured posts. And this one too looks kind of cool. But let's assume we need it, so we go ahead and uncheck this, and it will come right back. If you want to change the title, you can do so from here. I think the default title looks cool. At the moment, the editor's pick is displaying our latest post. Instead of displaying our latest post, we want to display a category. So we go ahead and choose show post from category. And then from here, we drop down the arrow. Then we go ahead and select editor's pick. Take note, all this we are seeing, their categories I've created when I was creating all my categories. So now these news items we have selected, they belong to editor's pick. Take note here, you see that I have editor's pick as the category as well as politics. Remember I indicated earlier that one particular news item can belong to so many categories. So that is why we are seeing 2 categories on this particular post. Now we are done with featured post 1. Let's go back. We click on featured post 2. Similarly, if you don't want this, you can go ahead and hide it from here. Let's see how it will come up. Awesome. But we need it, so we uncheck this. You can also change the post title from here if you want to. The feature post 2 is also showing our latest post. We want to choose from a category, so we select this. Dropping down the arrow, I go ahead and choose main stories. Perfect. Going back, the next thing we are going to look at is popular stories, and that is the header featured post. So we click on header featured post. The title, I leave it as popular stories. At the moment, it is displaying our latest post. We don't want to display our latest post. We rather want to choose from a category. So we select this. We drop down the arrow. Then we go ahead and choose recommended. Perfect. Going back, the last widget we have on the home page is you may miss, and that is the footer featured post. So we click on it. You can change the title from here if you want to. At the moment, it is displaying our latest post. You can also show posts from a category. Then you go ahead and select the category you want. But for now, I prefer to show our latest post. Now we are done customizing the default widgets on the home page of our website. Let's look at how we can add additional widgets in the middle of the home page, that is in between popular stories and then you may miss. To do that, we go back, then we go ahead and click on widgets. The first thing we are going to look at is front page content section. We click on it. Let's go ahead and exit this by clicking on got it. And we are going to go ahead and add a blog. So we click on the plus icon right here. Then we search for vertical or horizontal post. That is TH horizontal / vertical post. TH stands for Team Horse. That is the name of the developer of the news card team. We click on it. Upon clicking on it, you see that a widget will be displayed in the middle of our home page, and it has given us the vertical style. At the moment, it is showing our latest post. We don't want to show latest post. Let's choose from a category. Then we drop down the arrow right here. Let's go ahead and choose tech, and it will give us all posts related to tech. And finally, the title, I enter technology, and it will show right here. So now we are done with the first widget. Let's add another widget. To do that, we click on the plus icon right here, that is add block. Then we search for TH, that stands for Team Horse. This time around, instead of using vertical or horizontal post, we are going to use card / blog post. Let's click on it. And this is how it will look like. Going down, so this is the card style. If you want the blog style, you go ahead and check this box. And this is how the blog style will look like. And I think I like this one, so we go for this. As you can see, it is displaying our latest post right here. We want to choose from a category, so we select show post from category, dropping down the arrow. I'm going to go ahead and use health. And the title, I enter health. And that is done. Let's add another block. We search for TH. So this time around, we go in for horizontal / vertical post. This time around, we'll make it horizontal. Remember the first one we use vertical, and this time around we are using horizontal. It is displaying our latest post. We want to choose from a category. So we select this, then we drop down the arrow, and we are going to go ahead and use sports. Then the title, I enter sports. Let's go ahead and add the last widget. We search for team horse. I select card / blog post. This time around, we'll leave it as cards instead of blog style. This is the blog style. Take note, that is what we use for the health category. It is displaying our latest post. We rather want to show a category, so we select this, dropping down the arrow. I go ahead and select fashion. And the title, I enter fashion. You can keep on adding the widgets, and you have the flexibility to go as long as you want. Now, as you can see, our widgets is in the middle of the page. We rather want it to be in line with the popular stories and that of the footer we have right here. To be able to achieve that, we need to assign a sidebar widget. So we scroll up from here, then we click on back. Next, we choose front page sidebar section. For now, it is empty. We just go ahead and add a new block. From here, we can search for TH. And I'm going to go ahead and use horizontal / vertical post. Upon selecting it, you see that we now have a sidebar, and the widgets in the middle of the page have been aligned with the rest of the widgets, as you can see. As usual, the sidebar is displaying our latest post. We rather want to choose from a category, so we select this, dropping down the arrow. I'll go ahead and choose travel. And the title, I enter travel. Let's add another widget. So we click on add block, then we search for TH. This time around, let's add recent post. So we click on this, that is TH recent post, and it will show right here. That is what we are having here. Scrolling down from here, you see that it is displaying 4 of our recent posts. You can display whatever number you want, so I will say 5. And the title, I enter recent news or latest news. Perfect. So now customizing our home page is done. We click on publish. Now let's customize our categories and single post pages. If I click on the sports category, this is how the categories page will look like. All the posts are in the middle of the page. We don't have any sidebar right here. Let's choose a single blog post. You see that on the single blog post, we don't have any sidebars here. We don't also have featured image for our blog post. So now it's time to customize these pages so that we'll be able to see a sidebar and also display the featured image for every single blog post. To do that, we go back to the customization settings. First of all, let's choose a category, maybe sports. Then we go back. In here, you see that we have right sidebar. Take note, we are seeing the right sidebar here simply because we have opened one of our categories. If we go over to the home page, you see that the right sidebar is gone. So for you to be able to see the right sidebar, you need to first of all open any of your categories. So I choose sports again, and now we can customize the right sidebar by selecting it. We go ahead and add our first block. We search for TH, and we are going to go ahead and add recent post. So we click on TH recent post. At the moment, it is displaying 4 of our recent posts. I don't want 4. I rather want 5. So I take this off, then I enter 5. The title, I enter latest news. Let's add another block. We click on the plus icon. Then we search for categories. I have categories list right here. I select it, and it will show all my categories as you can see. For now, these are the only 2 blocks I want to add on the sidebar. Now, if we open any of our blog posts, let's go ahead and display our featured image on the single blog post. So we go back. back, scrolling down, we click on News Card Settings. From here, we select Show Featured Image in Post Single, and our featured image will be displayed. All is set. We click on Publish. Now going to the front end, let's go ahead and refresh. Now we have our sidebar widgets. We also have our featured image enabled. If we go over to any of our categories, maybe tech, you see the sidebar right here. Awesome. The next thing we are going to do is to add footer widgets onto our website. If I scroll down to the bottom part of the website, right here you see that we don't have any footer widgets. So let's see how we can add some widgets onto our website. To do that, we go back to the theme customization settings. Then we go back, we click on widgets. Right here, you see that we have 4 different widgets for the footer. The first one we deal with is footer column 1. We click on it. All what we need to do is click on the plus icon to add a new block. For the first footer, let's search for text. And we are going to use the paragraph widget. So we click on it. And this is where we enter our text. I paste it in here. You can add as many widgets as you want, but for now, we are adding only one. If we scroll down, you see the text right here. We want to add a heading to it, so what we do is we click on the paragraph icon, then we click on widget group. That will give us the opportunity to add a title to our widget. Let's click on it. As you can see, we now have a title. Let's enter About Us, and you see it right there. Now let's go back. Then we click on footer column 2. We click on the plus icon to add a new block. Let's search for navigation. I have navigation menu right here. We click on it. Under select menu, we drop down the arrow. Then we go ahead and select useful links. And they will appear right here. Let's give it a title. Going back, we go over to footer column 3. Let's add a new block. This time around, we are going to add categories. We have categories list right here. Let's click on the categories list icon to add a title. To do that, we click on widget group. Then we go ahead and enter in our title. Finally, let's go back to footer column 4. We add a new block. Then we search for TH. And we are going to use TH recent post. We click on it. By default, it will give us 4 posts, as we can see here. But I don't want 4. I want to make it 3. And the title, everything is set. We click on publish to save our work. Going back to the front end of our website, if we go ahead and refresh, scrolling down, see the widgets right here. It should be noted that you can add as many footer widgets as you want under each one of the widgets we have right here. Now let's look at how we can customize the copyright text of our website. If we come over to the copyright section, from copyright to the name of our website, everything looks cool. But we don't want to see theme by Team Horse and then proudly powered by WordPress. Perhaps we don't want users of our website to know which theme we are using, and we don't also want them to know that we are using WordPress. So how can we deal with this? Some WordPress themes will allow you to be able to change the footer text in the theme customization settings, but this particular theme will not allow you to do that unless you buy the pro version of the theme. As you can see, they have a pro version you can upgrade to. But as indicated earlier in the introduction of the tutorial, we are going to create our news website using only free resources, so we don't need to buy anything. With this, we need to get our hands a little bit dirty with some little coding. It's not actually going to be something big. Let me show you how we can do that. To be able to change the copyright text, we go to the backend of our website, then we hover on Appearance, click on Theme File Editor, and then WordPress will give you a heads up if you really want to edit your theme. Let's go ahead and click on I understand. Next, we click on Theme Footer, that is footer.php. Let's go ahead and click on it. Scrolling down to the bottom part, this code right here, that is giving us this particular footer text. just the code I've highlighted. You see that it is indicated echo news card author link news card WordPress link. Echo in PHP means display, but we don't want to display the author link and then WordPress link anymore. So what we are going to do is simply click before the echo, then we go ahead and add /. This means that we have commented out this particular line of code, so it wouldn't work on our website anymore. Let's go ahead and update the file. It is updated. Then we go back to the front end of our website and refresh the page. You see that everything else is gone except copyright up to the name of our website. So this is how we can customize the footer text of our website. Now we've come to the end of our tutorial, and I hope you found the whole tutorial or portions of it very useful. You can also check my YouTube channel for more useful tutorials. So that's it on how to create a newspaper or magazine website using WordPress. If you have any questions or queries for me, you can leave them in the comment section below. Alright guys, I hope you found value in today's video. If you did, kindly hit the like button, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and also hit the notification bell so that each time I post a new video on this channel, you will be the first to know. Keep watching, and I will see you in the next one.